Hello, my name is Rosanamod, and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. Want to modify your life? That is corny, but I'm going to keep it in there. This variety show brainstorms solutions for everyday challenges, unlocks your secret potential, think outside the box with creative ideas that improve your business and your life. Get inspired with special guests, get motivated with how-to projects for the whole family, and learn that life is too short for anything less than being happy. Laugh with me or at me, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to laugh. Hi everyone, welcome to episode 9 of the rosanamod podcast. This is Rosanna, your special host, and we're going to talk about Audacity. But because Audacity has so many things to learn, I'm going to have to break the episodes into small pieces. I can't tell you everything in one episode about Audacity. Okay, so the first thing I want to discuss is Audacity is free, and you know I like free. It's very simple. I think it is. In the beginning, I was very intimidated because I've never really worked on any kind of music editing or editing with tracks and all this stuff. And I still don't understand how they have 2 tracks for one thing. Like as I'm talking right now, I see it moving on 2 tracks when it really should be just 1 track. I don't understand that yet. I really don't get it. That's a little confusing. But this is what I did. I went to YouTube and I pulled little pieces from different YouTubers that had Audacity lessons. Some of them I understood and some of them I didn't, so I just took little here and there and put it all together and Frankensteined a nice little note to myself, okay? And these are the notes that I've got for you. When you get on Audacity, the first thing you're going to do is, obviously you download it. Over here on the top of Audacity screen, it'll be, file, edit, select, view, transport, tracks, generate, effect, analyze, tools, extra, and help. And those are the top tabs that you have to choose from, right? That's the first thing that I'm looking at. Then you'll notice as you're talking, right under that, right under the file tab, you'll see a little microphone that says left and right. And you'll see it moving as you're talking because those are the speakers, the left and right speakers. And then under that, I don't know how you have yours set up. I think Mac looks a little different, but mine under that has the pause button, the play button, the stop button, the left and right arrows for going back and going forward, and then the red dot, which is the record. Now on the right side, these are the things that you should pay attention to. These are the only things that I use. I don't use all 6 of these. The first one, right next to the record button, is something that looks like an eye or a cursor. That is the selection tool, or F1, F as in Frank 1. And that is the selection tool is what you're going to left click on when you're trying to edit, delete, or copy and paste a track or something in your music, like you want to get rid of your voice or you want to add a track or delete a track. That's what I use. Then you have the second button next to it, which is the envelope tool, which is the F2. I don't use that and I've never used it. Okay, I'll find out what it is though, and I'll let you know what it is. Next to that, there's a pencil. That's a draw tool, F3. Again, I've never used it. And then underneath the cursor, there's the zoom tool, which looks like a lollipop, but it's not. It's actually a magnifying glass, but I think lollipop. And that one is F4. I don't use that, although I know some people like to use it. I prefer to press the control key on my keyboard and then roll the wheel of the mouse at the same time while I'm pressing the control, and that will expand the track and then make it smaller. So if you want to see a closer or like a zoom into the actual tracks and your voice marks, I don't even know what you call that, the lines, if you want to get closer to it so that you can, easily depict which is the sound that you're making that you want to get rid of. And then next to that zoom is the time shift tool, which is the F5, and that looks like a double-headed arrow. That's what I use to move from one track to another, or move one track into another. Like when I put my outro at the end of the finished track, I'll move it, because every time you record something on Audacity, you will find that you're going to create another track from the one that you're doing now. Like, for example, I'm talking right now and it's recording 2 tracks. And as I see it move, it's, those 2 tracks are up there. But on the bottom, I have this big gray space. When I finish doing this recording, I'm going to add my outro. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that empty gray space underneath the 2 tracks. And then I'm going to import my audio, which I already have saved to my computer. I saved the intro and the outro, so they're always the same. All I have to do is just add them, to the front and then the outro to the end. But when I bring that in, I have to click on the gray part. So if you click on that gray part, it will download the audio underneath that track instead of next to it. And I do that for a reason, because I want it to overlay. I don't want it to connect to the end of my track. Because if you listen to the end of my episodes, you'll notice that the music starts before I talk. And that's when I use my volume controls, and I lower that a little bit so that you can hear my voice over the sound, or sometimes I want the sound to go over the voice. So those are the things that we're going to learn, that what I just showed you. Those are the major things that you need to practice. Best tip that I have for you is record your voice, watch the lines move, and then zoom. Either use the zoom tool, which I showed you was like either that little lollipop thing. Then when you stop the recording, play it back, listen to it, and get used to seeing what lines do what. Because when you inhale like this and take that breath, it's going to create a certain line. It's going to look a certain way, and you're going to get used to it, because that's what I've done. I've gotten used to seeing what my inhale sound like, what my laugh sounds like, and I'll know immediately. It's kind of like, it looks just like an electrocardiogram, from a hospital, like when you get like your heart tested. That's what it looks like. So, but you get used to seeing the kind of lines and what they look like, so that when you want to shorten or edit, all you have to do is click that cursor, which looks like an eye right next to the record button. You're going to use that cursor, and then you're going to highlight the little pieces that you want to take out. So all you do is highlight it and then hit delete, and it's done, you see? So I'm so used to it right now that I know exactly what my inhales look like. So I don't even have to listen to it. I'll just go through the whole track, and I'll just start deleting all of my inhales. But be careful, if you delete all of the inhales, what's going to happen is you're going to have a run-on sentence, and it's going to sound like this. It's going to sound like that. So you're going to have like no breath. So click a little bit of it off, leave a little bit in there, so it doesn't sound so fast and weird. It'll sound a little bit smoother, almost like you're talking like normally, even though you're not, So, because I'm not really a fast talker, I talk pretty slow, but I notice that when I do cut off the breathing parts, or the or sometimes, I do that, or, when I'm thinking, do that, those little things, those little parts, if I cut those completely off, and I don't leave any line at all between each sound, they run on together, and it sounds like I'm, having an auction, whatever. Anyway, so that's it for tonight. That I'm going to just do little by little, because Audacity is pretty, pretty deep. There's a lot that goes on with it. So I just wanted to, look, I'm going to you hear that? I'm going to leave that in there, because that's me. I didn't have any cards today to look at, so I put it all in my journal. I guess I can talk about the new intro on the left side, the little pane on the left side where it says mute and solo. Nah, I'm not going to talk about that. I'll talk about that later, because I'm going to have to get another track. Well, okay, so I think that's it. Just go in. I think if I can give you any homework to do, it would be practice, click on everything, and don't be scared to touch. The next episode I'm going to work on the top bar where it says effects, generate, and select and edit. Those are really the only ones that I've used. Actually, I've never even used the generate tab. I've used the effect tab a lot. I've used the fade in, fade out. I've used the noise reduction, the loudness normalization, and I've used, let me see, what else did I use? That's all I've used there. And let me see. And then in the select, I've used the clip boundaries, which is, or it clips and it separates the two tracks. Like if you want to cut something in half and you want to bring it down to the bottom maybe. And then the edit has, the edit has the clip boundaries with the split. Then the select, I've used the select tool. And then the file, the import and the export. So you don't save your track when you're done. You export it as an MP3. That's another thing I can tell you. Definitely export it as an MP3, put it into your computer, which I already have a desktop folder called Podcast 2020, and I have little folders in there, with one with episodes that are already complete and one with folder for episodes to do, and then I have a folder with an intro and an outro. And I also have a folder with sounds, with little sounds like that, the clown horn and all that other stuff. So you guys can definitely do that and start a little folder organization on your computers. That would be a really good start, and just see, what you do from there. Keep them organized so you always have the same intro and always the same outro. So we'll do that next. It's just figuring out the buttons on the top and how to lay down your track and how to edit your track. We'll do that next in the next episode 10. Well, I hope this helps. And like I said, it's easier to look online for YouTube videos on how to actually see it. But some of you are, better at listening, and maybe you just can't see it, or maybe you just needed to hear something and maybe it clicks. Maybe something clicked here. I'm not sure, but hopefully it did. If not, well, there you go. It's out there. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you soon. Enjoy the bloopers as usual. This one should be fun because tonight I have a throbbing headache. Yeah, it's just one of those days. So, you know what? All right. Talk to you soon. Ciao. With that said, let's start all over. That's going to be my bloopers. Okay. Yay, me. Hi everyone, this is Rosanna, and welcome to episode 9 of the rosanamod podcast. I am going to discuss, oh my god. Hi everyone, this is rosanamod, and welcome to my episode 9. Today we are going to speak about, today I'm going to talk about, let's talk about how crappy my day was. Stressful. Is it 9? Yeah, it's 9. Great. I don't even know what number it is. The number after 8, but before 10. Let's go out to the lobby. Let's go out to the lobby. Let's go out to the lobby and find another job. Hey!